on our progress towards a Spec Miata build. If you haven't seen the first video that I made, go ahead and check it out. It's pretty much me just breaking down what the plan is with this car. But yeah, so I'm just going to jump right into kind of some of the expenses that I've had so far. Again, that's kind of like the main point of this, is to show exactly how expensive it is. Not having sponsors or crazy money or anything like that, showing that people can actually just do this. I'm not saying it's cheap by any means, but it's not impossible. So right now, what I've spent is the $7,000 on the car, and then I spent $1,300 on the cage. It's not here yet, but I got that through Advanced Autosports. Pretty much if you need anything involving Spec Miata, that's really the place to go. They got anything and everything that you could need. And then the next thing I got was the seat. And so I actually have a pair of these, and I found these on Facebook Marketplace. $300 for the pair, and it came with all the mounts. Honestly, I feel like I stole them at that price. I think they go for $400-ish brand new. The great thing about these seats is that yes, they fit the Miata very well, but they're aluminum, and with aluminum bucket seats, you actually don't need the FIA date on them. So these will never expire. I can run these for as long as the SCCA or NASA will allow me. The only caveat to that is you have to have a back brace on them, which kind of connects to your cage and then to the seat. I'll get more into that once we get to that point. But yeah, so I got 2 of these seats, and I'll probably just sell the other one for $300. So honestly, if anything, I got the seat for free. The next thing that I purchased was tires. The rear tires were 11 years old when I bought the car, and my fronts are actually brand new. I don't know why the previous owner did that, but it is what it is. And so I was deciding between a few different tires, and I ended up deciding to go with the Kumho V730s, and I got them in a 205/50 15s. I wanted to kind of stick with that size because that's the size that we need to run in Spec Miata. Obviously, these aren't the tires that we're going to be running, but I wanted to kind of figure out the grip level, figure out my pressures and things like that. Plus, we're not going to be doing Spec anytime soon. As I expressed before, you have to kind of climb the HPDE ladder before you can actually get your license. Starts at 1, ends at 4, then you can apply. And I'm actually currently at HPDE 2. The only reason why I skipped 1 is just because I have previous experience with drifting and motorcycle racing out in my area, and so they kind of just let me jump to the next level. So in November will be our first HPDE event in this car. The next thing that I got for the car was I need an OEM intake. I'm probably not going to run it immediately, but we have to have it for Spec Miata. This car came with a lot of racing beat parts, which are great parts, absolutely. Like front and rear sway bar, the exhaust, the intake, all of that's racing beat. And as far as the exhaust goes, I don't think I can run any of the other stuff. So I have the OEM intake now. I probably won't run it immediately. It's not super necessary. And then I kind of just started stripping the car down. So yeah, I'll show a little video on kind of where I'm at with stripping down the car. The biggest hurdle that I've actually had is that this car has a security system in it, and oh my gosh, is it invasive. It goes everywhere in this car. I would highly recommend that if you're out there trying to find one, make sure it does not have a security alarm, because oh my gosh, it's in the doors, the center console, under the dash, there's wire bundles all over the place. So I wanted to have the dash out already, But that's really the only reason why I don't, is I'm just fishing all these wires out. I don't want to cut something that I'm not supposed to. But eventually I'm just ripping out the whole thing. It is everywhere. As for the cage, it should be coming in within the next week or so. Again, got that from Advanced Motorsports. And then I have a guy locally who will do the welding, and he currently has me quoted at $1,000. And I don't know if that's expensive or not, but that's doing the full cage on this car. And when you order the cage, it just comes in, not like raw material, they already have the bends, so all the joints and like gussets need to be welded together. I really don't know too much about welding, exactly why I'm having somebody else do it. When it comes to safety, I'm like, that's the most important thing there is. I think that's about it, honestly. If you guys have any questions about anything, if you want to see anything that I'm tearing apart, installing, changing, let me know. I'm like, I can show you what I'm doing. You know, there's already tons of videos out there. I don't need to show you how to remove the steering wheel on a Miata. There's thousands of videos, and it's pretty self-explanatory when you start opening up stuff. Granted, mine is completely bone stock, so I'm like, everything's where it needs to be. Once you start getting into some aftermarket cars, you might start running into some of these crazy wiring bundles for aftermarket radios and lights and things like that. But yeah, that's about it. One caveat that I do want to add is I had a hard top on the car, and then underneath the hard top was a soft top. Do not try to remove those by yourself. I was able to do it, but that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done on a car ever, was removing that soft top by myself. It's still 105 degrees where I'm at right now, and you have to like close the soft top, and then there's like 20 nuts in the back that kind of like bolts up the leather metal piece at the back, and it was such a headache. And then when you try to pull it up, I have a glass soft top, so I was like, I can't lift it from the ends or I'll break the glass, so you just gotta be really careful. Get somebody else. Thankfully, I actually had like a mailman walk by, and he helped me get the hard top off, so super cool of him. But yeah, let me know if you want to see anything, if you have any questions. I'm just hanging out, man. Thank you.